And then I also caught the first bone-in clouded leopard. And then at the time, we have a study on bone-in cloud leopard, so we managed to put a radio collar. This is the first bone-in cloud leopard wearing a radio collar. I also catch pigs. This is bearded pig for my PhD work. Some of the pictures of handling. And then, so do I catch bear? Yes, of course I do. However, one day when I checked my wooden box trap, this is what happened. There's a big hole on the lid. This is, all kind of, it's a mess inside. And of course, my face didn't look happy. Not one time, but for the second time, this kind of thing happened to me. So that's the time where I have to say, okay, that's it. The wooden box trap doesn't work. How about my metal trap? Do I have any chance? No, they are so strong. I completely underestimate how strong they are. If they want to get out, they will get out. So the design of the trap is very, very important. So finally, this is another scene. This is a trap site. It used to be very dense, very dark. But one day when I check my trap, it looks like this. You look at the blue stuff over here at the back, it's become like that. What happened? This is the collateral damage that we need to bear when we work in an elephant country. Bone-in pygmy elephants were there, do all kind of destruction work, destructive work. They don't like anything foreign in the forest, period. So finally, after 4 months of trapping, quite desperate at that time, I finally opened up my drugging kits for the first time. I've caught a bear in my trap. This is my first bear captured back in June of 1999. And then out of 10 years of trapping, I managed to catch 10 bears. 10 bears, that's it. It's very, very difficult. This is the first bear that I caught, the second bear that I caught. Obviously, I look young, okay. I still, yeah. And then, and this all animals, even though the sample size is small, every single animal gives us a lot of valuable information to know their natural history, to know their ecology, their biology. And then all the trapping procedures were standard that I use here when I do bear trapping in Montana. And then we take biological samples, and after 1 or 2 hours of handling times, the bears wear a collar, and then they wake up, and then they are free to go. Okay, these are some of the pictures of the bears when we are trapping them. And yeah, we take biological sample, we take hair, we take measurements. This is the 10th bear that I caught. Is a female with a small calf at that time, and then we follow her until about more than 1.5 years, until lately, early this year. And trapping bears is challenging. However, tracking down a bear in a rainforest is even more challenging. But this is what we have to do. So we use triangulations, try to figure it out where the bears is in the forest, and then ground track the bears. The purpose of ground track on the forest ground is trying to figure it out, what they do in the forest, what they eat in the forest. This kind of site is the digging site, is the feeding site. So we want to know what are they eating, what kind of food sources is important for their survival. And this is a tree trunk, and then with a hole in it. What happened is that there is a bee nest inside this tree hole, and bears want to get the bee contents. They love honey. Sun bears is also known as honey bear. Not only Winnie the Pooh like the honey, sun bear loves honey too. This is what they do. And if you still remember the slide that I showed just now on my trap, this is exactly what they do. They are very, very strong, equipped with very strong claws, very strong jaws to rip apart the tree trunk. They can even rip apart the hardest wood in the world, the bone and iron wood. The same thing as this tree over here. Termites appear to be a very important food source of them, and termite mouth usually very, very strong. This is, their jaw, their claw are used for. They climb tree. One of the things that that tells me that sun bears were here at that particular spot is this kind of bear claw marks on tree. They climb tree and leave these distinct claw marks. They climb tree to harvest the fruits on the tree. They climb tree to sleep on the tree. And then another thing that we are looking for in the forest is these things. Don't think that it is yucky and it is, this is very valuable. This is bear shit. This is bear scat. And inside this, there is a lot of biological information that we can get. For example, these fruits, they eat fruits, and what they eat that did not digest it will come out from the poop. So from there, I can figure out what they eat in the forest. Camera trap is one of the great tools to use to survey, to look for this kind of elusive wildlife. So these are some of the camera trap pictures that I got. Some color, some radio color. From the proportions of non-color bear and color bear, we can figure it out a mathematical way to estimate the density of bears in the forest. And then, of course, looking at this kind of camera trap pictures is always amusing, always very fun. And sometimes too fun that, one rules of thumbs is like, okay, there you go, bear 102. This is InfraPro, the bear. And the forest is filled with all kind of wildlife. And when you do this kind of non-invasive camera trapping, you often get all kind of unexpected wildlife showed up in the camera. And of course, I don't think anybody will take a picture closer than this one of a wild bone-in pygmy elephants. And of course, after they take their own picture, they destroy the camera. And sometimes it's very lucky we still can, can get the film developed. And I lost so many cameras in the forest by the hand of elephants. Yeah, thank you, elephants. Pigtail macaque, samba deer. This is Malay civet, short-tailed mongoose. Nice picture of a mongoose. This is a mouse deer, the smallest deer in the world. Weigh 2.2 pounds. This is binturong, is another kind of civet. This is the biggest cats in Borneo, is the Bornean clouded leopard. Very elusive, beautiful creature. And then, is Jim here? Jim would love this animal. This is Bornean bay cat, one of the rarest unknown cats on Borneo. This is another small cat, marble cat. Okay, so from my study, I know that the bears need big forests, good forests, in order to survive. They are resting. They need big trees. This is the kind of trees where they sleep and roost. And for female bears, this is the site where they den. It's a very important resources for them, for female to breed and to raise cubs. And sun bears is a very good climbers. They are very arboreal. They sleep on trees. Do you think this pictures is amazing? Wait until you see this. This is authentic. This is not Photoshop pictures, okay? You have to see this to believe it. They sleep on top of tree, and in the morning they're basking under the sun. Maybe that's why they call it sun bears. They make nests. They make nests like the orangutan. This is some of the nests that they make. And this particular pictures, this was about 35 meters, about 100 feet above the ground. If I don't have a radio collar, I would never, ever guess there is a bear on top of my head. Yeah, they are very, very arboreal. Of course, they sleep on the first floor. In terms of what they eat, this is a camera trap of a bear holding a termite mound. Termite mound is one of the important food in the forest where fruits is not available. They feed a lot on termites, beetles, beetle larvae, and then one of the most not only that they feed on termite, what they selective for their eggs, baby termite or reproductive adults, which is higher in proteins and fat contents. And then one of the most important food resources is in the forest is ficus. It's this kind of a big strangling fig. The issue is quite complicated, which I don't have the time to explain more, but ficus or fig is very, very important for sun bear survival, and also oak. Some pictures.